The Department of Homeland Security requests that everybody stay in their homes.
If anybody ever hears that, get out with your guns and prepare for the end. Their end or yours. Because this is our nation.
We are
one
change.
Nation.
Exposing the collectivist global elites' Malthusian quest for a new world order.
Under God.
A one-world dictatorial government where all aspects of human life are under their control.
Indivisible.
Truth Talk Radio, where news the mainstream media ignores is the top story and your voice is heard.
With liberty.
We Are
Justice.
Change Connecticut. Saturdays, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
For all.
TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. Audio simulcast on Project Freedom Radio, Project Freedom WS, and NFormedRadio.com. Okay, we are back.
That's the letter
Howard
N.
Nema. FORMD Radio.com. And you are listening and watching We Are Change Connecticut with my co-host, Vinny B-Datruth. And we are here Saturdays, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as mentioned, on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. All right. Now, the FDA. Now, I have a big, big problem with the FDA. And you know what? I have guests that have a big problem with the FDA. And we're gonna talk to these particular guests. And I'm going to give him a call. Dr. Carpenter. Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
We're all together now. All right. Excellent.
Nice.
See, when I gave up about waiting for the call and I was heading for the kitchen to get something to eat, there it is.
Well, we're all hungry, but 8 o'clock's coming, or in your case, 7 o'clock, because you're down there on Central Time, right? Or, yeah.
Yeah.
So last we spoke, the FDA had obviously just crossed all boundaries of normal sanity and charged you with manufacturing a drug.
Yes.
Took all your property.
Adulterated drug.
Adulterated drug. Took away your property, your the money for your rent, basically. They confiscated your money. They took your lasers.
Right. My mean of making money.
Right.
And they're still gone.
And they're still gone, and they're accusing you of manufacturing a dangerous drug.
Right. An adulterated drug.
This is the same FDA that wants to make walnuts a dangerous drug.
Good point, Howard, because you just took your words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It is, as a matter of fact, because of something that I saw just yesterday. It is U.S. Title 21, Section 321, G1B, which is the exact same citation that they're using against Diamond Foods, that they're using against Dr. Carpenter's stain. Because it's used in the treatment or mitigation of a health issue, it is therefore a drug. Yeah.
It's
amazing.
If they can't make it from petroleum, it's not a drug. But now it is.
Unreal.
You see, the definition, they switch from definition of a drug or what a drug is used for. What a drug is used for does not mean that that's his definition. And the definition of a drug is something that is first non-food, and it alters the physiological functioning of the body. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, diamond food, almonds, walnuts are food. Therefore, whether they have omega-3 that can help having...
it's like fish. It's like saying fish is a drug.
Fish oil, right.
Yeah.
It's like saying fish is a drug. Or,
Right, the same thing, because there's fish oil, so it's a drug. But that alter the physiology of... But
crazy.
Food coloring and saline are not altering the physiology of the body. They're doing nothing, absolutely nothing. It's just a combination of that and the laser light, which also does nothing because it's a low power laser, does absolutely nothing. But a combination of the two create not a physiological change, it creates a physical change. The light that otherwise is not absorbed by the body is going to be absorbed by the tumor, heats up the tumor and kills it, the tumor only. So that is not a physiological change, it's a physical phenomenon. It's like saying that when you have a car that is black parked under the sun in a parking lot in the summer, you have a drug.
Right. You know, it's unbelievable. And hey, it's incredible. And Dr. Carpenter, unfortunately, Friday is my normal day off, and I went to lunch where I normally do if I have the opportunity. My local place, it's the Winchester in Torrington, Connecticut. Probably has the best chef this in Litchfield County, and a good friend of mine by the name of. Well, maybe he'll be too modest for me to say his name, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's Ricky. Ricky at the Winchester. Call out to you in Torrington, Connecticut. But what happened was I'm sitting down. I'm having lunch, and my friend Aldo walks in. And Aldo is a machinist. He works in There's still actually a couple of working factories in Torrington, which used to be a thriving community. That's been deindustrialized like everywhere else in America.
Yeah, because they put it out outside the U.S. Yes.
Yeah, of course. We know. So the sad thing is, he does have a job, and it's a good job, and it's a short walk from this particular establishment. And so he comes in and sits down, and I'm talking to him, and I'm sitting at the bar. I'm having lunch, and he starts talking, and I'm just talking, and something came up, like I might have said something, and he said, well, that's no good for me, I got cancer. And I said, oh God, and like I look over at him, and I never saw it, I didn't notice it until that moment, that he had a golf ball sized tumor on his throat,
Oh. Yeah.
And I started talking to him I asked him some questions, I said, did you ever have anything? I mean, you've been diagnosed.
Yeah.
Did they do anything yet? No, but they're planning. All the torture is coming. He didn't say that. I'm saying that. He's telling me what they're telling him they're going to do. And I told him,
that wonderful chemo.
In good conscience, I told him what was coming, and I explained. And he's unfortunately gone through with it somewhat already. And my band is, what are you going to do? The guy makes that. It's your life, You can't, all you can do is lead a horse to water, ladies and gentlemen. I can't make you all drink, but you have to wake up, And unfortunately, he's probably going to, have a bad thing.
Yes, they're going to hit him with radiation first.
I know. And that's what he's going through, and he's going to be out of work, and he has no disability, and he needs money. So the band, As Your Soul, my band, we're doing a benefit at the Winchester restaurant on September 9th, which is a Sunday afternoon, and it'll be to benefit Aldo. And
good.
And unfortunately, he's going to need it.
It's bad, but it's good.
He's going to need it, right? It's a heavy heart, but...
but it's not a solution, okay? Because
it is not a solution. Unfortunately, I know, Dr. Carpenter,
and the size of the tumor he has, they're going to kill him because they have to use everything aggressive, so they're going to kill him. It's just, you have no idea what it does to me, because I know that these people do not need it to be out of work.
My stomach's wrenching right now.
I know.
We were just talking on the other, because we just ended our show and before we came on here.
And that's on medicalconspiracy.com,
right.
on Orion Network,
on Orion,
OrionRadio.com.
OrionTalkRadio.com and medicalconspiracy.com. Sign the petition. Come on, people. We need some signatures.
This is Dr. Carpenter. Go into your background after Randy goes into his thing. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Randy.
just real quick though. What you said made me think of this, because we were right toward the end of the show. We were talking about this. That one of the last former patients of Dr. Carpenter's that came on air, and I think also one that signed the petition. They didn't want their real names used, and I got the weirdest explanation, and it's actually happened with more than just one patient. It says, we don't want our real names out there because one of them said this to me. It said, I don't want my family to know that I actually was diagnosed with cancer. Because if they find out that I did not go for radiation and chemotherapy, they will have a fit. And and Dr. Carpenter
that
has
doesn't
seen
make any
rifts.
sense at all.
Well, and she's also seen rifts put in place in the middle of a family, because part of the family is supporting the laser therapy, the other part of the family is supporting, as is ingrained into their religion nowadays, the standard medicine, and so and real serious family problems erupt around this.
Right.
Well,
So
let me give
it's
you another
amazing.
example that is happening just right now, okay? This is in Canada. It's a Canadian patient, and it's a friend of another patient of mine, okay? This guy had colon cancer. He just went for surgery last year. They removed the piece of colon, and then they cleared it, but he refused chemo radiation after that. And then the cancer did come back, and they say that's because you didn't have chemo radiation, which is a bunch of nonsense, because you still get it to come back. But anyway, well, what has come back, though, is just happened to be wrapped around the major artery. It's a pre and post iliac, and they cannot do anything about it. They cannot operate. They cannot use radiation. They could do chemo, but that doesn't do much of anything. It's wrapped around. And when you have it wrapped around the vessel like that, the person is a dead man. Okay, so they told them he is terminal. Okay, so my friend, because she has become a friend, her husband actually was a patient, but she has remained a friend, and she told him, and she was trying to talk him into coming, because that's to see, I'm the only one that can treat the cancer that is wrapped around the major vessel. I've done it with people that have wrapped around the carotid or the jugular, and it does nothing to the vessel.
Well, Dr. Carpenter, Vinny, I'm sure is very interested, and he hasn't heard, and many listeners really haven't heard about your techniques and what you're doing.
Yeah, okay. Basically, what it is that we are doing is, photodynamic therapy has been around for quite a while. And basically, what they do, inject something which in standard photodynamic therapy is a drug. This drug supposedly absorbs the light from the laser. And then, in the opinion of physicians, which is wrong, there is a chemical reaction that kills the cancer. They think that is producing oxygen, and oxygen, malarkey, kills the cancer. That's their medical mentality. But the reality is that if you use the proper stain, and it doesn't have to be a drug, with the light that you need to use that is not absorbed by normal tissue, that human tissue, because otherwise you damage everything. So you use a wavelength in the near infrared that is not absorbing an amount that can cause damage. Plus, it's a low-power laser. But if you have a stain there that absorbs that light, then the tumor, and the tumor only, will heat up, reach 134 Fahrenheit, and will die. Okay?
Right.
Wow. Okay.
That's the whole theory behind it, Vinny. That's how it works.
I get it.
But only the stained area reaches that temperature. Only the stained.
Right, exactly. Only the targeted area.
And because we use something that it's a color water-based, it doesn't do anything, but it's water-based, so the healthy tissue cannot retain it. It will flushes it out immediately. But the cancer, when they say, it's affinity to this and that or that drug, no, it's a bunch of malarkey. The cancer retain anything a lot longer than healthy tissue will retain it, because the cancer has got all this energy involved in the growth stage, and so it cannot eliminate waste that quickly. So it will retain a worthless stain that does nothing longer than healthy tissue. That's enough time to illuminate it with the light, absorb the light, and die in place without collateral damage, because the exposure is just 60 seconds per spot. So there is no collateral transmission of heat. There is no collateral damage. So you can treat a tumor that is fully wrapped around the major vessel and do nothing to the major vessel.
Wow.
And nothing to the surrounding tissue. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's simple. And it's simple. Because it's basic science. It's
yes,
basic
but it's
physics.
against the medical mafia. It's against the Rockefellers. Now, listen, Vinny's going to be intrigued. Now, we're going to be taking a break in just a minute and be coming back with Dr. Carpenter, Randy Simmons, and my co-host, Vinny B-Datruth. And he's going to be intrigued to hear the baseline story, because again, a lot of people that listen maybe haven't heard, and we always try to get new listeners. So people that haven't heard the fact that this technology that you came up with, you went to the Rockefeller Foundation, and they turned you down. But then they like you, but they won't pay you. So then they steal from you. And the way they did it, ladies and gentlemen, is literally put this poor woman out of business, which is textbook Rockefeller tactics. And in fact, Vinny will identify that immediately.
After 3 years of COINTELPRO assassination, character assassination.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is part of the whole control.
And I guarantee you that they went to the safe, because when I read the story of another European scientist in the early 50s, and when he was raided by FDA, I guarantee you that they went to the safe. They were looking for the written protocol. They wanted to steal the protocol, but no dice. Anyway, anyway, it's written. The protocol is written, etched in my mind.
How could it not be? I mean, how could it not be? The FDA criminals that they are.
I didn't write books. I didn't write it down. Okay.
Well, look, they send their minions on you. They put their minions on you. They controlled it. They created this whole regulatory system so that they could benefit and profit and create and be above the law. That's what they do.
And they sought out.
But they really don't want to use this. Now, that's my opinion. They don't want to use it because they're not going to be able to make any money with it.
No, they can't make it. You'll cure people, and eventually you'll have a cure for it. So if cancer occurs, it's a cure. There's no profit in cures. You know that. That's part of the whole medical mafia.
And they sought out cases to publicly demonize Dr. Carpenter, and they got a hold of 3 that were involved in other things, a lot of different things other than just the laser therapy.
Everybody that says they had the cancer come back, which didn't, but they have problems in this, and every single one of them went back to chemo radiation.
But then they use these cases publicly to say, see what this laser therapy does?
The latest, I want to tell you, the latest development is, they took all the files. They have all the name of all the patient. They have everything there. Well, one of my patients told me she received a letter from FDA to call them if they want to talk to.
Well, listen, let's talk about that letter. We're going to be hitting a break in about 7 seconds. We'll be right back with Dr. Carpenter in about, I don't know, call a song break. See you soon.
Okay.
All right.
UN Agenda 21, bailouts, sellouts, Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs, false flag, terror attacks, Bill Gates, Henry Kissinger, New World Order, mind control, Bank of America, stealing home.
And we might not be able to talk because we might be going.
Mute your mics, guys.
Guns, FEMA camps, man to run. Monsanto rules the food supply while Big Pharma dopes your mind. Prison system, profiteers, foundations, fund the fears, fund the evil through the years. The world's not as it appears. CIA smuggles drugs while Wachovia and Wells Fargo launder them, then give the proceeds to the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank. Now the IRS takes money out of every single check. Money created out of thin air and leave you with debt. They want to make you a serf, a slave to their demand. They want to take your life in every way they can. Fluoride, GMO, vaccines, chemtrails, United Nations genocide. The world they show us is not real. This is how they kill and steal. Rothschild, Bundy, Rockefeller, Club of Rome. On the Georgia Guide, soldiers written in stone. Cut through the matrix, awaken to the lies. Do not be hypnotized. We are one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is Azure Soul, deep inside. Mind control guy on the right there. It always makes me crazy. I guess we can start coming back. It's awesome, though. This is my band, Azure Soul.
Okay.
You probably can't hear it.
No, I didn't hear anything.
That's what makes it confusing because we can't hear it. Silence on this one.
All right, we'll be coming back in just a minute, folks. You're listening to We Are Change Connecticut with Howard, Nema, and B-Datruth. And our guests tonight are Dr. Antonella Carpenter and Randy Simmons of Blaze Med Inc. and MedicalConspiracy.com on Orion Network. Orion Radio Network. Orion, right?
Orion Talk Radio.
All right. Okay, let's mute up for a little and let me play guitar.
Okay. You and Randy, right?
Okay, that was a shameless plug for my band.
We Are Change, exposing the collectivist global
we are
elite's
here every
Malthusian quest for
Saturday
a new world order.
5 to 8
A
p.m.,
one
ladies
world
and gentlemen.
dictatorial government where all aspects of human life are
Exposing
under their
the New
control.
World Order.
Truth Talk Radio.
All
where
aspects,
news the mainstream
including
media ignores
the
is the
medical
top story,
conspiracy,
and your voice is heard.
which we are under right now. We Are Change
yeah.
Connecticut. Saturdays,
Let me
5
ask
to
you
8
something.
p.m.
Let me
Eastern
ask you
Standard
something.
Time.
The friend of yours that has the broadcasting, where is the lump
Audio
located? Did you
simulcast
see it?
on Project Freedom Radio. Say that again.
Where is the lump located? Just exactly where the lump is located.
.com. Oh,
Because I don't know.
it is in his. It is above his,
That's
like
the
by his
letter
carotid
N.
artery.
FORMD Radio.
You can't
You can
touch
see
it.
it.
.com.
Yeah, and it's near the area.
It's like a golf ball size thing. That's
Okay.
like
They cannot remove it, okay?
no,
If you
they're gonna
see it,
try.
they
They said they're gonna.
can- No, They can't. They're gonna kill him. You cannot touch him if he's near the carotid.
Maybe they won't. Maybe I don't know what they're gonna do.
You know what else they're gonna
It's
do
disgusting.
though? In a case like that, they're gonna remove the voice box.
Oh my God, this guy's in for some horror. I told him he's in for horror. I would just say, look, I don't know what to say, but I mean, I was praying that I would have a chance to talk to you, honestly, about this, but he already had made moves or decisions, whatever, and now apparently he's going to be out of work for a long time, and he's not going to have any money. So I think it's already happened, Doctor.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it. Yeah, they removed the voice box, and they say that's okay. We can put your sensitizer there, and then you can talk. And you heard
I know, it's
people
always
that
easier, yeah.
Yeah, you should see what a mess that is. It's awful.
I know.
Well,
I know a little bit about what can be awful to people.
God.
I mean, it just is a nightmare. When he's on the throat, I mean, if it's near a major vessel, his life is worth nothing. And then they remove the voice box. There is something. Oh, that's okay. No big deal. No. Yeah, to them, it's
Dr.
awful.
Even in
Yeah.
Dr. Carpenter, how long were you practicing this before they came after you?
Well, I started very slowly in 2000, and it progressed very, very slowly. Only 2008, the things that progressed quite well. And then I was in Arkansas at the time, and they started attacking me because it was affecting the work of the medical school in town, and they started harassing me. So I got fed up, and I moved to Oklahoma, opening the beginning of January 2009. And so I've been in Oklahoma 3.5 years, but since I left, there's been harassment from Arkansas big time, and I guess Oklahoma officially cannot harass me because of the rules of the state of Oklahoma. You cannot harass alternative petitioner, but they found a way to do it anyway.
They sure did, didn't they? They set the
with lies.
Listen, Vinny. Actually, Vinny wasn't there. Randy, you read. And I actually posted it, and it's up there on Truth Talk
I got it
News.
right here.
Read it, because I don't know if in the efforts of time, I'm not going to look it up and just show the people. But read it, because I've already shown the people here on Truth Talk News in the archives where we actually showed this on the screen, the actual document. Read it.
Well, the intro basically says, and like it's 28
Vinny,
pages.
this is insane. No, just read it. But listen, here's what she did. She has she has a laser there. She has the saline and the stain, which is saline and food coloring. Okay, and that's it.
But the intro sentence says, based on my investigation to date, I have reason to believe that Antonella Carpenter and her business, Lays Med, are involved in an ongoing fraudulent scheme in which they promote and administer a misbranded drug and device to individuals with cancer while making false promises and representations to these individuals.
Yeah, but before that, aren't they saying that we are a store?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm currently assigned to an investigation of criminal violations of federal law by Antonella Carpenter, the owner and operator of a retail store known as Lays Med, Inc.
Owner, operator, what am I, a truck driver?
But, I mean, every part of this. Antonella Carpenter and her employees are violating USC by knowingly devising a scheme to defraud and obtain money from individuals with cancer by means of fraudulent pretenses, representations, or promises. Well, I'm getting to something, which were material in using interstate wire communications for the purpose of executing this scheme, causing a drug to be misbranded within the meaning of 21 USC 352 and a device to be adulterated within the meaning of the same, with the drug and device held for sale after shipment in interstate commerce. That is the big lie. That is, well, there's several big lies in here, but saying that the drug and the device are being basically retailed out, held for resale.
And so we are manufacturing without a manufacturing license.
Wow.
But also, when it came down to it, it said that they did this raid, which was classified as investigational. Since when you do a raid as an investigation? Okay?
Good point. Think about that. How can you raid somebody just to investigate them?
Right. And then...
Unless you had charges that you were going to give them.
Well, they were probably hoping they had something to charge
Well,
me
then
with.
how could they? What was their probable cause that you had done what?
Right, and they said because they
Why aren't
received
you?
the
Why, I mean, I'm not saying that I would want it, but think about it. The fact that
Yeah.
they did all this, they took your
Because-
away your to make living. They have no charges. They can't lock
because
you up.
they said that they received the complaint of 3 people.
Yeah, and you know who those 3 people talked to, Howard?
Right.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You know who those
Yeah.
3 people talked to, don't you?
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
Same one. The same woman.
Michelle Wolven.
Yeah, but listen, they had complaint of 3 people. What about talking to people that are happy with the treatment? Oh, well, that's
No,
our
they'll never.
investi-
They don't do that. That's not part of the investigation. I know, right? Yeah.
Right. Well, as I said, a patient of mine, I don't know if others have received it, but a patient of mine told me she received a letter from Jeremy Bain, FDA, but Jeremy Bain saying that they have it as a patient of Liz Medink, and if she wants to talk to him, to call him at such and such number. To call that. Why didn't he call her? They stole the file. They have all the information. And then he demanded people that have written testimonial, demanded name and contact, and I gave it to him. Name and contact. And then they're writing to her and saying, if you want to talk to us. And then when she found out that what the situation is, she said, oh, yeah, I'll call him. I'll call him and I'll tell him we have the right to choose what we want, the treatment we want. And you cannot stop us. See? Yeah. Because the issue is choice. Aside from the fact that she avoided being mutilated and poisoned and all of that. But it's an issue of choice. And they are trying to stop people from having a choice, which is a much better choice than what they're being offered.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Because, with our treatment, the guy, it wouldn't affect his vein at all, his artery at all. It wouldn't affect anything. It wouldn't lose his face. He wouldn't lose his voice box. Nothing.
And
It's
I'm
just-
looking at.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm still got this affidavit in my hand, but one of the big things in here, to heat the cancerous area to the temperature that claims to kill the tumor, a process called light-induced enhanced selective hyperthermia. Because Oxy-M, the stain, is intended to treat, cure, or mitigate cancer, it is a drug within the meaning of 21 U.S.C. 321 G1B. Because the laser is also intended to treat, cure, or mitigate cancer and does not appear to achieve its primary intended purpose through chemical action within or on the body of the man or other animals. Sorry, I'm not an animal. And does not appear to be dependent upon being metabolized for the achievement of its primary intended purpose. It is also a device within the meaning of 21 U.S.C.
No, it's not, because it's not a device through the meaning, because it's not metabolizing anything. And it's not having a physiological change. It's not doing anything. It's just providing heat. And that is nature, is not physiological. It's part of nature. You cannot get away. That's what I said. A car becomes a medical treatment.
And I'm going to stop after this, but this is so rich, because everything else, he gives a reason for this is so-and-so because of X, Y, and Z. Well, this is a point here, point number 24 on page 8. Carpenter is preying on patients and giving false hope to those who are seeking treatment options for their disease. In turn, she charges a fee for the treatments that are not covered by insurance.
Of course they're not. Because the medical mafia won't allow that.
And so what is that a crime?
Yeah, she uses
I'm
interstate
just saying.
communication.
No, that's why. That's why Dr. Carpenter, because you've got the New World Order medical mafia, they can't allow you to have any type of alternative to the treatments that are FDA approved and CDC approved and Rockefeller and Rothschild approved.
Yeah, but there is nothing left to approve in what I do. Because I use something that is approved for human consumption and is not a drug, and I use a laser that is low power. It doesn't do any damage, so there is no problem. The combination of the two becomes a medical practice, becomes a protocol, and the FDA does not regulate medical practice. cannot say what they approve, how it is used. They cannot. That's not part of their mandate. So the whole thing is a phony.
Of course,
it's
of
They have no
course.
jurisdiction.
It's another New World Order Ponzi scheme. Come on, it's all it is.
and it ruined me and put me in a position not to be able to live.
Right.
It's a Ponzi scheme because as long as I'm alive, they figure I will work on it.
And how many phone
They're
calls have
right,
you got?
though. How could you not? I mean, this is like people have to know about this, Dr.
I
Carpenter.
know,
That's why I'm helping you in any way I can, because people have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the answer is not chemotherapy and radiation if you have cancer. And there are other, it's not the medical mafias or the ones that buy out or sell out and get part of it.
Yeah.
Like Brzezinski or
Yeah.
others, right?
And people are still calling her, trying to seek her treatment out, and she's having to turn these people away.
Because you can't treat them. How could you treat them if they took away her medicine? Her medicine, whatever you want to call it. Her, misspoke. Her
The equipment that I
lasers,
need.
the equipment
Yeah.
that you need, the lasers and the because obviously saline and food coloring is not medicine. Okay. So,
Yeah, you get off the shelf.
Yeah.
What's the point of taking it? I mean, and even the laser, okay? It can be reproduced. And by the way, they even took another laser that I have for just other uses there. They took it, and it's something that I bought.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
theft.
That's theft. Not only that, they took your money. They
Right.
took your money.
Oh,
Mafia
because you
thing.
made this
Thousands
money,
of dollars. Vinny, they
Yeah.
took like thousands of dollars.
and
Yeah,
they
the
said
mafia
that,
told-
and they said that was because I made that money legally.
Where's the warrant for that? Where's it? Why aren't you in jail? Why didn't they lock you up? Fuck them!
They
Oh,
were-
these motherfuckers!
Where's
I'm
the-
so
I'd like to know where
sorry.
the ACL
Oh,
I'd like to know where the ACLU is for
yeah.
someone
Where's
like
the ACLU or the Southern Poverty Law Center now? Those motherfuckers.
Worthless. Worthless.
Those
that's what they
worthless
are.
scum.
Them to help
They-
me
you know,
nothing.
or where's Susan G. Komen, who actually gets fucking perfume from companies that they use in their ad campaigns that actually their product actually causes breast cancer. I'm not making this up.
Well, and they support. No, you're not, because you know what the Common Foundation say. You know what the race
I
for
know
the,
what yes. Oh, go
the
ahead.
mammogram, and the mammogram
Yeah.
cause cancer.
They do, of course. The more exposure to radiation, the more chance you're gonna have of cancer. It's
There's not an
obvious.
epidemic of breast cancer right now.
It's an
There's
epidemic of mammograms.
epidemic of early detection, mammograms, false positives, and chemo and radiation. That's what's an epidemic right now.
Exactly, brother. You hit it right on the head. That's the truth. That's the New World Order. But it works. It kills people. How many
What?
people die of cancer every year? Think about it.
They don't die of cancer. They die of cancer treatment.
Well, that's what I mean. Cancer
That's the
treatment.
point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how you got to put it. How many people die of the treatment? Think about it. We all
They
know. My own cousin had cancer and didn't take any of the treatment, and they said she'd be dead in 6 months, and she lived 3 years. She
Yeah.
took all certain alternative sources, but I don't know, whatever.
And then they
But she
can.
had
you can-
surgery, and initially she had surgery, which is, I understand, like the worst thing you can do, right?
Yeah, because
So you just don't cut, no matter what. Don't cut.
No,
Right?
because you are interfering with the encapsulation of the tumor, and you, by cutting into it, you are spreading it. And so metastases do not occur naturally. They happen because of the things people do.
I gotcha. That's the point that we want everybody to know. And that's why the FDA and the criminal mafia, the medical mafia, the Rockefeller founded. Again, remember your technology, because we only have a couple of minutes and we're going to be going to the end here. And again, I want to thank you. If we get cut off, I want to thank you, Dr. Carpenter, and we're going to continue our battle with you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, and I want to thank you, Randy, of course. But here, let me
Thank
get
you,
this.
Howard.
You're very
Thank you for
welcome,
helping
brother.
us get the word out.
You know, man, and you've got to, this is the whole point, that this medical mafia, you went to the Rockefeller Foundation and then the Winthrop Rockefeller Hospital in Arkansas.
Yeah, and
All
they funded the
it's a
medical
cancer,
school, not
it's a-
us.
Right, it's a cancer hospital, so they fund the medical cancer hospital, right, school, and you don't get any funding, but yet they like your technology, offer you some money, right?
No, they didn't offer me anything.
Well, who offered you the money?
Nobody ever did. They want it. Give it to us because we're the expert and we know what to do with it.
No,
and
I
you
understand.
go away.
Well, the Rockefellers, because they're just cheap as hell. But didn't one of the hospitals offer you like a puny sum?
No, nobody ever offered me anything. Give it to us because we're the expert and you go away. All the hospital did the same thing.
Just take it with force is all they offered.
Yeah.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, if we had real journalists and real people out in the media, I mean, I feel like this should be like such a big story, and I feel so.
Oh, dude, Mike Adams, this should be on the front page of naturalnews.com,
Yeah, right.
but he's not going to touch it.
No.
No, because he got to take orders from Alex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Adnan Khashoggi and people like that.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's who owns his network.
Yeah. So you're not going to hear the truth except from us, from Howard and a few people that are trying to help. That's where the truth is. And if you read, there is information on the web too. And you see the pictures of the results. How can people ignore that? They are there for heaven's sake. The healing is slow and it takes time, but the pictures are there that show that the person healed. And the other pictures show that it's actually dead tissue because the maggots are eating it. I mean, come on, people. Wake up.
You know, it's just unbelievable that we have, it's just because of the control. I mean, you have, again, and who owns these hospitals? Massonicare, like here, I'm tapping a bone on you there.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay quiet.
A skull and bone on you because of the control of the Masons. I know of it, of course, and it's not just the Masons, as you know.
It's not.
But
Yes, I am Lucifer. Well, I am Lucifer. What about those hospitals?
But they have most. I got to tell you, all the evil shit they're entangled in. So you looking at that, it just there are other sects, other organizations, other things, but they're a big part of it, and we know that.
And they're lying to patients, and then they turn around.
They have to do this though. The Shriners Hospital for Children, they have to,
They lie, and then they turn around and say that I am lying to the patients.
Well, you remember what happened when we had our show on Truth Talk News? I had you on, and on the air, and again, everyone can look in the archives. I don't know exactly the date, but I had Dr. Carpenter. Not only did we get zapped, I got a virus by clicking on the guy that claimed he was cured of pancreatic cancer at the Cancer Centers for Treatment Centers of America. You remember that?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's right.
And I looked him up right on there, and it went boom. I searched him, and I got a virus right away.
Boy, howdy.
It was funny, right? Because
it's
a fraud. It's a fraud, ladies and gentlemen. It's all a fraud. They
don't get cured. They get messed up.
No,
that's
exactly it. Okay, listen again. I think we have about 50 seconds. So give me some closing thoughts, and thank you again for joining us, Dr. Carpenter. And again, Medical Conspiracy. Sign the petition.
And please sign the petition. Sign the petition because there is strength in number. We have to bring attention to what FDA does and pressure FDA.
Or you can go to change.org and search Dr. Carpenter Laser, and that'll bring it up too.
Any other thoughts, Vinny? Any closing thoughts? We'll be here next week.
I'm just sitting here amazed by this, and again, listeners, this isn't like something that hard. Go on the computer and sign a petition. They're not, we're not asking you to protest or fight or nothing. I mean, it's not much they're asking for, and people need to start doing stuff. And it's a pleasure meeting you guys, and hearing this is amazing, and I wish the best for you.
This is our. We've got about a minute to go here because I got the siren. The new thing is at the end of the show I'm putting the siren so I can't forget. I guess we got a few minutes more than I thought, but it's nice. So the sirens are beckoning, and the terror and tyranny of the New World Order is absolutely lurking. But it's lurking beneath the surface and nobody's paying attention. And this is a perfect example of the tyranny that you guys are under. Yeah. I mean, this is unbelievable. They are the medical mafia.
Yeah, they are. That's all they are.
It's unbelievable. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Carpenter. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.